Oh yeah, teachers just totally watch movies in class all day with your students. That's what people think, or that's what some people are gonna think, but that's okay. Movie talk, aka reasons to watch clips with your students in class all day. Grab your popcorn, we're gonna talk about movie talk. Hi, my name is Ashley, aka Senorita Spanish, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to click that subscribe button and ring that bell so that way you get notified of all new videos I create for you. Today we're going to be talking about movie talk. What is movie talk? Movie talk, or clip chat, is when you play a short muted clip for your students and you describe what's happening in comprehensible language. Sounds really simple, right, when you put it that way? Let's talk about some different ways that you can get started with movie talk, some resources to help you, and I'm gonna share one for you that you can just download and get started on right away. I'm curious, have you ever done a movie talk in your classroom? Comment below with just sí or no, let me know. Have you ever done a movie talk before? And if you want to, how'd it go? Let me know. So the first resource that I have found super helpful is this spreadsheet database of movie talks. As I scroll through it, you can see it is jam-packed of resources for you. Essentially what you're looking for is a video that is compelling or interesting to your students, even without the sound, where the visuals would just kind of tell a story that ties into what you want to discuss with your students. So maybe you're focusing on likes or wants or falls down or whatever those structures are, you're ideally going to find a clip that you could use those structures to describe what is happening in the visuals. Sounds simple, right? The database makes it a lot easier to find clips because teachers from all over have contributed and sorted things by what is happening in the video. The next thing that I found really helpful was this video example of Martina Bex doing a movie talk in her classroom. I don't know about you, but I sometimes find it really helpful to just see something in action. I learned really well at conferences when people do demonstrations, or if you ever have a chance to observe another teacher. That's kind of what this felt like. I felt like I got to have a front row seat in Martina's classroom as she was demoing this strategy, and I just thought it was super helpful to see how somebody else does this in their classroom. I will make sure to link to that video in the description of this video. Something else that helped me get started is a post from Mis Clases Locas. Allison has a ton of great content on her blog, so if you, first of all, if you don't know her stuff, you need to make sure you go to her blog and just dig in. You won't come back for another few hours. It's okay, I'll wait. Okay, so Allison has a post on Movie Talk, and part of that post specifically addresses how she prepared her students for this activity. Because if your students have never done this before and you just start playing a video on the screen and then you pause it and you start talking and then you play it and you pause it and you start talking, they're gonna be like, what are you doing? And they might still be like that anyways. The first time you movie talk, they get maybe a little bit annoyed by the fact that you're playing and pausing the clip because they want to know what happens, right? That's part of what's compelling about this activity. But she just has some information about how she first introduces it to her students, and I found that really helpful as I was preparing for my first movie talk. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up so YouTube knows you like it. If you haven't yet, please click subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified of all new content that I create for you. Thanks. The last thing that I found really helpful while I was preparing to do my first movie talk is not a post, is not a resource. It was just a tip from Twitter, from Senor Jordan. And let me tell you, when Senor Jordan responded to my question about how to movie talk, I was like, ah! That little fangirl moment before I actually read the tweet and was like, oh, super helpful. He said, just take your time. Go slowly. Interact with your students, ask them questions, interact with the story. You can take 1 minute clip or even a 30-second clip and you can stretch it out for the whole class period easily. So his advice was just to really almost savor the story and savor the compelling input and get your students to interact with what's happening and just take your time. Build suspense, interact with your students, and allow them to just really experience their natural reactions to the story as you're building that suspense, even if it's just a 15-second clip or a 30-second clip. Or back when Vine was a thing, there were all these amazing 6-second clips that were fantastic for movie talks. Some of them are on YouTube now, but the point is that even if a video is only this long, you can really dig into it and allow your students to enjoy and participate in this story. And that's really what that movie talk is all about, is using it to tell a story in comprehensible language for your students. So now that I've shared some tips from other people that helped me before my first movie talk, I just want to share some things that I've learned after doing this strategy for a few years in my classroom and some things that really help me feel like I'm more successful with it. My first thing is that you don't have to feel like you have to have the YouTube video or wherever you're hosting the video playing on your screen and like tapping your screen to pause it or clicking your mouse to pause it. Or I know some people use a student and that student's job is to like play and pause the video on command, essentially. So what helps me be more successful is as I'm doing a movie talk, the first time, like as I'm planning out, what am I gonna say? What do I really wanna focus on? I take screenshots and then I put those screenshots into a set of slides and I add visual supports. But this way, I'm not stressed out about getting it to pause at the right exact moment in case there's a really fast something to discuss. How I set a movie talk up so that I am successful is find the movie or the clip, kind of outline a short story that the movie tells, maybe 10 sentences, take screenshots, put the screenshots into slides, add visual supports, and then I actually tell it. At the end of the movie talk, when I've gone through all of the screenshots, when I've gone through all of the slides, then we watch the video together. But I've just found that taking screenshots and having those supports built in on my screen helps me to feel more successful, helps me make sure that I highlight the structures that I needed to highlight or that I wanted to highlight. Just a quick note that I've been in a district where we teach with a textbook, so I combine CI strategies and textbook strategies to do what I need to do. I do have a blog post on teaching CI with a textbook in case you want to hear more about that. Just so you know, like the purest form of a movie talk, you would just play the video and talk about it with your students. But because I have specific goals, specific targets, specific structures that I have to cover or have always had, that's always been the situation that I've been in, I have to be more strategic with my movie talks to make sure that I am delivering what my students need to get from me so that they are successful in the environment that we're in. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's talk freebies, because you know that I like to share things with you. So first option that I have for you is a movie talk with weather and tenere expressions. I will link that for you in the description of this video. It's basically about a snowman who wants to go on a vacation to a beach. I also have one that's really fun around Thanksgiving time. It's a bunch of turkeys who are trying to escape a farm. And finally, I have one from Love, I think it's called Love on a Balcony or something like that. It's cute for February. It's just a little love story. So I will link all three of those in the description of this video for you. Okay, that's everything that I have for you. Hopefully those resources on getting started with movie talk are helpful for you. Hopefully those tips are helpful for you. As always, I will put links to everything in the description of this video so you can check it out. If you have any questions or if you need anything, drop me a comment and I will do my best to help you out with this. If you haven't yet, don't forget to like this video, click subscribe, and ring that bell so you get notified of all future videos that I create for you. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.